Hello. In this episode of What's Going On, we are going to talk about climate change. First, let's talk about what climate is and how it is different from weather. You probably already know that weather is the changes in sunshine, rain, snow, wind, clouds, and so on that we see every day. For example, as I record this, today, the weather is very sunny. When you hear the word climate, what this means is the usual or normal weather in a place for different seasons. For example, in my hometown, climate is very hot and dry in the summer, and in the winter, there is usually a lot of snow. That's a little different from the climate here in Saitama. Summer here is usually hot too, but very humid or wet, and the winter is usually cold, but we don't often see snow. So what is climate change exactly? Well, you might guess or know that it is a change in the usual or normal weather in a particular place. For example, some places in the world will start to have hotter weather than usual, and other places will start to have colder weather than usual. Some places might also start to get more or less rain, which can either cause floods or droughts. A drought is a lack of water in a place. Climate change is caused by something called global warming, which is an increase in the Earth's average temperature, or how hot the Earth is. While changes in temperature are normal in Earth's history, the speed of change since about the 1800s is very concerning. From the early 1900s to today, the Earth's average temperature has increased by about 1 degree Celsius. That might not sound like a big change, but it can cause big problems. Scientists think that Earth's temperature will rise by about another 2 or 3 degrees over the next 100 years. As Earth's temperature continues to rise, there will be more droughts and heat waves. Also, hurricanes, typhoons, and other big storms will get stronger. Another problem is that sea levels will also rise. This means that some cities close to the ocean might end up underwater. Climate change is certainly a problem for humans, but we are also the biggest cause of it. Humans add to global warming by burning fossil fuels like coal and oil, and by cutting down forests to build homes and other buildings, or to grow food. We can help to slow down global warming by using less energy and water. For example, you can be careful to turn off lights in your home when you are not using them, or to not leave your car's engine running when you are parked. When possible, you can also use public transportation like trains and buses, ride a bicycle, or walk instead of driving. Countries around the world are also trying to help slow down global warming by making new laws and investing in or spending money on new sources of energy like solar and wind. This month, on October 31st, several countries from around the world will meet in Glasgow, Scotland, in a conference called COP26. COP, or COP, stands for Conference of the Parties, and this is the 26th one. The very first COP was held in Berlin, Germany, in 1995. Many countries will share their plans for fighting climate change at the conference and make agreements to work with each other. Some countries have set goals to become carbon neutral, which means to no longer release the gas carbon dioxide, or CO2, into the air by a certain year in the future. For example, China recently announced that it would aim to be carbon neutral by 2060, which was a bit of a surprise to the world. This would be very helpful to the fight against climate change because China releases 28% of the world's CO2 pollution. It will be interesting to see what other promises other countries will make during the conference and whether or not they will keep them. That's all for this episode. There will be another, more detailed video on this topic soon. Thanks for watching. See you next time.